Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Everybody sing. Hey everybody, this is Alex. I'm in red. That's the Ramble in yellow, and below us is New York City, where we're coming to you from live until midnight tonight. That's Lori Thompson. It's another week. It's another Lori Thompson. It's another outfit for Lori Thompson because, of course, it's next week. She's not wearing the same clothes she wore last week. I am, but I don't change my clothes. I've given up life, actually.
Well, is that a Huggy? Is that one of those like?
No, I've given up life. Marjorie has one of these too, and she has the same pajama pants. and we have these. We got these great little slippers.
What are they like?
From Bombas. From Bombas. They're
Bombas, the ones that donate a pair of socks.
Yeah. Well, these are. I don't know if I can show them to you. Well, here, I'll take one off and I can show it to you. This is what they look like. This is what they look like.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
that's
and
cute.
it's like it's a slipper, but it's not like slippers, you know. And it's kind of like walking around in your socks. You know?
Yeah.
But they're slippers, and I'm trying these new ones, which I have to get used to, which have a double foam on the bottom, so they're especially soft. You know.
Yay.
So Marjorie has those. She has these, which she got me one, and then we have these. I don't know if I can stand up here and you can see it. I don't know. No, you can't see it. Oh well. They're like it's not like they're pajama bottoms or anything. They're like just lounging pants, and she has the same ones, and so we look disgustingly like a married couple. You know.
You should do that as your Christmas card. Oh, in fact, you'd probably do Hanukkah cards.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that would make such a cute Christmas photo of you two in your matching plants.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that as far as the fashion transitions one has to make as we age, I read an article that said just find out what looks good on you. Don't be a slave to fashion. Just find out what your style is and then find selections that go with your style. You know, don't get the latest thing that everybody's wearing. Find out what's comfortable and what's your style. So, very nice. You look like a lumberjack. He's a lumberjack and he's okay.
One of the signs of the leukemia I supposedly have is that you lose weight.
Oh.
And you know, the doctor asked me, "Have you lost weight?" I have to go. I just bought a new pair of pants that are bigger. Okay, does that answer your question? I wish I could lose weight. If I could get cancer for just 10 minutes and lose
cancer
weight, you know.
Yeah, just like one of those, voluntary, just sign up by the hour counselor.
I do ask people about how I look because I don't look like I'm dying, do I?
No.
Okay.
No, and you know what? No, you look healthy.
I look healthy, okay. Because everybody that I see, like Richard Lewis, if you watched him when he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm this year, you could tell the guy was on his way to death, okay?
Yeah.
He just does not look healthy, right?
Yeah.
And then my friend Shecky, before he died, I noticed he was walking very slowly, like little measured steps, one in front of the other. And so every time I walk, I try to walk a little more sprightly. I don't want that to happen to me. But, you know, people who are dying, they say, oh, he was so young. Why did he die? He was looking so good. He wasn't looking good. He was looking like he was dying.
Why do people, in fact, when someone dies, they just launch this web of lies, you know?
Or they look in the coffin and they say, he looks great. I said, no, he doesn't. He's dead.
He looks dead. He looks embalmed. You know, I don't know why people do that too. In fact, I've seen lately, some people get up at funerals and say, let's not whitewash it. So-and-so had their peccadillos and their flaws.
Well, my friend Paul Krasner, who died, God, they all died. Well, these are people who died.
They died.
In fact, Jim Carroll is dead. That's the funny part
He
about it.
is.
Yeah. But who was I talking about?
You're talking about Paul.
Paul Krasner.
Krasner, the realist.
He said that when he died, and I don't know if he did it, I'm hoping that he did, said that he was going to have somebody come in and put clown makeup on his face. So that when people came and looked at the open casket, they'd come out of the funeral parlor laughing.
Right.
And nobody would know why. They couldn't understand. Paul's dead. What's he laughing about? He just came. And then they go in and they go, oh, I understand. Oh, that was great.
I get it. Well, I told
But
you
I
my
don't-
idea.
I don't think he ever did it. Anyway, what?
My idea that's going to make us money in our sleep. We can take it on Shark Tank. It is do your own funeral. Like the old records they used to send when you do interviews, and they'd also send you a script. And so on the record were cuts by Patsy Cline, were interview questions that she had answered for all these stations. And then you would just provide the announcer, and then the next cut would be played.
Right. I remember that.
In fact, people like you, though, I think started doing things like you saw.
Oh, I took one of those once, and then I changed the questions. They would send you out.
Yes,
They would say,
you did.
"You want an interview with Jack Nicholson?" Yeah, okay. And then you get this disc or tape or whatever, and then it would you'd have Jack Nicholson's voice answering the questions, and they were like little split spaces where you could splice yourself in.
Yeah.
So what I did is I changed the questions.
Well, it all started down in a little country church, and you instead of obviously the question was, where did your singing career begin?
Yeah.
But you would change that question to, now I hear you had a little drinking problem at one point, Patsy.
Yeah.
And what was, where did that start?
Yeah.
Well, it all started in a little country.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah,
similar
you
thing.
remember those interviews. Now they don't do them anymore, but
Yeah, I heard of them. I don't think I ever did one in radio, but I knew of that. And in fact, when I listen to the radio, and they'll play a cut. In actuality, we used to call them a cut of some celebrity, and I go, first of all, that's not the question that was asked. You realize that you can make someone say anything by just how you couch it.
I've been spending a lot of time with you the last couple of days. The reason
Yeah.
is I've been going onto my Roku channel and adding new videos of like vacations I had taken and so on.
Yeah.
And you're on quite a few of them. I have you on one of us going to Topeka. And,
Oh, yeah.
So you're in quite a few of them.
Well, that'd be fun.
You don't have a Roku, do you?
I don't, but I'll get one if
Get
you
one because I
insist.
got a Gabnet channel, and you can find those videos there.
Okay, because I would love to. It was fun to travel with you. You were always making videos.
I
and you
never
needed
saw any of the countries I was in.
I
just saw
know,
them through
'cause
a
you-
viewfinder.
And you were one of those people who went out and actually found things of note, like architecturally and things, tourist sites.
Yeah.
And I would be like just walking around looking at the people the whole time.
My trouble
otherwise.
is now all I have is I have a GoPro. I have a very good GoPro, and I have a couple of other cameras. Okay, but I don't have any of the kind of cameras I used to shoot with had zoom lenses and so on and so forth, where I could be artistic with my photography. You really can't be as artistic with a GoPro because it's kind of more real time,
What you took, I think, broadcast quality. You made broadcast quality little film.
Well, that's what I've got. If people want to see it, if you got a Roku, go to the Gabnet channel, and it's there under Gabnet Theater. I put up a whole bunch of new videos there.
Oh, fun! I would totally do
I
that.
only had about four of my vacations, and now there are like 17 up there or something like that.
Oh, they're so fun. That's what I really loved about traveling with you. We had something that we could look at and laugh
The
at.
one that I put up there was the one with Bobby Slayton in the Alps when we went to Albertville for the Winter Olympics. I suddenly realized you didn't go with us, did you?
I didn't go because that was I was at sleepaway camp.
You were at sleepaway camp, yeah.
And so I did not go to get that, and that was when I really noticed. It's like you got to give up some of your habits because they are getting in the way of you having a life, Thompson.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. But the others are like Ibiza. Well, we went to Barcelona. We're going to Barcelona on this next cruise. Yeah. Barcelona.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, I cannot wait.
Do not take anything out on the streets with you that they can steal. That is the biggest purse snatching town in the world.
Well, Rick for Christmas wanted all this stuff is travel oriented, and I got him one of these packs. It's like a fanny pack, but you wear it up higher, so all the things of value we put in there, and then it fits under a coat, a blazer.
Yeah, it's under a coat, but if it's strapped to you, it's a little harder for them to get. A purse is something they can just,
That was our thinking, yeah. And I don't, plus I'm real cautious. Yeah. Ever since when we went to Greenwich Village, we did the show from New York for a week, and I got robbed inside the store in Greenwich Village, and I got my purse back. So ever since then, I've been very aware, very, conscious of that.
The Barcelona videos, I don't know where, I can't find the Barcelona video. I do have the video of, do I have us in Ibiza? No, I don't have us in Ibiza.
Well, it was the part of, remember we went to Barcelona and then we went to Ibiza. I think
we went to Ibiza. And I'm sure I have a video I did of Barcelona, but I can't find it anywhere. So it might be in storage. Yeah.
And the funniest, I can still see parts of that video in my head. There was one you did, I'm Too Sexy for This Song. And it was me shopping and trying on all this like sexy Spanish.
Yep. Yeah. Where is that one? I wonder. I've got to see if I can find it. Maybe I have it. I don't know. But anyway, so, and also it ended with you and I in bed together.
Yes.
And having sex. Going crazy. Just... Oh, Lori, oh, Alex, and it goes blank, and you can just hear us going, ooh,
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
And did you know that Patton Oswalt has a book out? The reason I think of that, there's something I don't know if we're mentioned at all or the station, but he did mention something you just spoke of that made me think of it. And the special that you did. And so Patton Oswalt has written a really fun book about his affection for movies and seeing old classic movies in their big screen format, like at the New Beverly down in Los Angeles. It's really fun. I think he talks a lot about San Francisco, and I'm only like 8 pages in. So,
okay. Maybe he'll mention us. Who knows?
Maybe. You never know. We'll see.
Because one day I got a call from Patton. He's very nice. He's a nice guy. I got a call from Patton, and he said, "Hi, it's Patton. I just want to tell you I'm in San Francisco, and I'm shooting a special for HBO. And I just wanted to thank you because I wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for you."
Isn't that wonderful? Isn't he sweet?
And that really, that was one of the nicer things that somebody's done. The best one was Robert Schimmel.
And what did he do?
When you're out of work, and believe me, at times I was out of work. Mm-hmm. And you're not at the radio station anymore, you don't hear from the comics. You don't hear from anybody. Right. All of a sudden, you don't got a job. You don't got friends. They just disappear. It's not that they disappear. They just out of sight, out of mind, And some of them, quite frankly, felt they had no use for me anymore.
Yeah, it makes you realize the caliber of the person you're dealing with.
Those experiences were very humbling for me.
Yeah, I bet.
But Robert Schimmel, when I was out of work, would always call me and say, "Let's have dinner. Let's have dinner."
Yeah.
How you doing? Or at least, at the very least, he would say, "How you doing? Everything okay? You dealing with this all right? Listen, let's get together, whatever." Schimmel never forgot.
Yeah.
And that's why I can never forget Schimmel,
Yeah. Well, and then it seems a lot of the comics that we had on, Norm Macdonald, who wasn't alive, have passed away. Now, did Schimmel pass away?
Yeah. Yeah, here's what happened with Schimmel. Schimmel had cancer, many types of cancer. He had about 3 different types of cancer throughout his life. He wrote a book that he was promoting when he came in to see me at Sirius XM that was called "The Cancer on $5 a Day." He had cancer, and finally, I get a call from somebody who says, "Have you heard Robert Schimmel's dead?" And I went, "Well, the cancer finally got him." I said, "The cancer finally got him?" He says, "No, he was driving with his daughter, and she crashed into a tree."
Really?
He died in a car crash.
Isn't they irony? Like
Just
Sam
complete
Kennedy?
irony. Yeah.
Yeah. You knew that everybody thought, well, there'll be drunk driving or high driving involved in Sam's death. But somebody else's, wasn't it? When Sam was...
Was Sam Kinison? He was driving to Vegas, and it was a drunk driver that hit his car.
Yeah.
And we said, well, we always knew it was going to be drugs that would kill Sam. We just didn't realize they'd be in somebody else's body.
Right. The irony, life is... the irony to me is just almost amusing.
Sam was also very good to us, too.
Oh, Sam was great.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I met him, it was like, I think you said, "Hey, this is my newswoman." And he said, "I'm doing this thing at Wolfgang's. You want to introduce me?" And so that night I got to introduce him at the old Wolfgang's. Yeah. And so that was very fun. He was just real.
Very nice. A very nice guy. People don't realize how nice he was. However, if he didn't like you.
Yeah.
Like, you and he hated the same person.
Oh, I know that we were. Who do we hate?
Mark Maron. Mark Maron.
Oh, yeah. But Maron, though, I've changed my tune on Maron just because I've read a lot of interviews, and he has a humility now that he didn't have then. And also, we were both drinking a lot. Not together. We didn't drink together. But I think we were both battling.
Maron.
Yes.
I remember once you came in, you were on the show, and Maron was doing something, and you finally just said, "Are there any people in Hollywood you haven't used yet?" That was your line.
Well, yeah, because he wasn't paying you, I didn't think, any respect in his remarks, and he was sitting there reading the Chronicle while you were, you were doing the show.
Yeah.
And there was talk of him like filling in for you one day that week, and I just went into the general manager's office and I unloaded, and I said, "Get a substitute for me on that day or those days because I'm not working with him."
Anyway.
I didn't
Mark Maron, Sam Kinison hated Mark Maron so much that when Mark Maron was working at the Comedy Store, he was living at the Comedy Store house, which was up on the hill from the Comedy Store, the Comedy Condo. And they would put people up there. And he was staying there kind of permanently. And one day, Kinison was up there, and he looked around and he said, "Oh, that's Mark Maron's bed over there." So he walked over to Mark's bed, pulled out his dick, and peed all over the bed. That's how he felt about Mark Maron.
And can you imagine if you're Maron coming in and no one had told you, or you didn't know that Sam had peed in your bed, and so you lay down and you're falling asleep like, "Man, it smells like this in here."
Yeah.
I got to take more showers.
If Sam didn't like you, he didn't like you.
Very true. And he was from the Midwest. He was from Illinois, and when he was doing his preaching, there is a good chance that I, as a teenager, might have been in some of his tent revivals.
Well, he was a child preacher as well, right? They had him working as a child preacher.
And I really think that I have seen him. I have childhood glimpses. I think that I have seen him preach. Yeah, maybe it's just something I've convinced myself of because of what I read and how familiar it sounded.
Well, that's where he got his scream of pain, was that kind of preaching.
Yeah. And so when we had a minister that would have been about 12, and I was young then, so, I was younger, a little bit younger than Kennison. And so I remember someone coming, this wonder boy preacher, coming to our place, and he was fire and brimstone.
Yeah. So... I did a quick documentary once for Midnight Blue on a preacher, a kid preacher. It was, and in fact, strange. It was up here at Harlem at the Avalon Ballroom that they were doing their little show or whatever you want to call it, and I'm interviewing the kid in the room where he's going to preach that night. And I suddenly realized I'm in the room where Malcolm X was killed.
Whoa, was that had to be a mind blower?
Yeah,
would
I
lose my-
suddenly realized Avalon Ballroom. Yeah, this is the room where Malcolm. Yeah, they said yes. This is the room Malcolm X got killed in.
Well, and was the minister Marjo Gortner?
Marjo Gortner was a kid preacher too.
Yeah, and they're a phenomenon, or they were at the time. Now we're so media jaded.
Whatever happened to Marjo Gortner? He made a couple of movies, and then that was it.
Probably owned. Yeah, he might own a couple Chick-fil-A's in Sherman Oaks or something, but
Could
I don't
be.
know. Yeah,
That's what you want to own as a Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
Sundays off.
And you can get yourself a what's that one where they have the Bible tract on the bottom of the cup?
Oh yeah, the Bible verse.
Yeah, it's a very famous hamburger place in Southern California. I can't remember.
Is it Fat Burger?
No,
Whataburger?
something like that. What'd you say? What was the other?
Whataburger?
No.
Whataburger?
No. Something burger. I don't know. Anyway.
Burger. Anyway.
But on the bottom of the cups, they got this 1041 or what? I don't know what those.
John 16 is that?
Yeah. You know those. I don't.
Yeah.
You still
So
know
it's
your.
kind of long.
You still know your Bible, right?
I do somewhat. Yeah.
Now, is your husband religious?
He was raised Catholic and kind of just drifted away from any organized religion.
Yeah.
Now, when I've gone to church pretty much through all my life, through my adult life, not as every Sunday morning as I did in my childhood, but as an adult, I go to
what
church
faith were you raised in?
Assembly of God,
Assembly
which is a
of
Pentecostal church. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was and so speaking in tongues, miracles, and things like that. They were also a very rule-oriented faith.
See, once you get past Jewish, Catholic, Christian, I'm pretty much lost.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand Muslim, I understand Buddhism and things like that, but of the Christian religions, I get lost. When you get to Assembly of God and all those other names they've got for churches, forget it. I'm lost.
Yeah, and there are a lot of them of God. Church of God, Church of the Living God, Living Bible Church. There are a whole bunch of them, and you can kind of basically.
It was the first fad you ever got involved in.
Yeah, and my mom went to Bible college. She went to an Assembly of God Bible college and the whole business. So we were dyed in the wool.
Yeah. So what did your mother think of your life?
She never gave. She didn't. Once I started, she saw that I could have a career and a life, and my rebellion wouldn't get in the way. Then she was cool with it.
You could make money out of your rebellion.
Yes, exactly. As long as she's wanted to make sure that I had a good livelihood and that I was going to have a good life. And once she saw that I could kind of parlay, I could figure out.
But you see, she was a good Christian.
She was.
That was her attitude. It's my kid. I only want what's right for her.
That my parents were very genuine in the faith, I think.
Yeah, we weren't very religious in my family, but my parents let me know I was Jewish, and we did celebrate some of the holidays. The ones where gifts were given. That's the ones we.
Ramadan, isn't Ramadan coming up? Is it Monday?
Ramadan starts, I think, on Monday. Yeah.
I'm familiar with that holiday only because my best friend in high school was Palestinian.
I think Israel will look at it as a good time to kill them.
Yeah.
Then they can't pick up guns during Ramadan. Oh, okay, all right, fine,
But I remember when we were in junior high, the fasting was kind of unique. I mean, to see brown people fasting was very unusual in small towns.
Well, the thing is, what's strange, the Muslims right now are kind of pitted against the Jews. And the fact is, it's because we showed up wearing the same dress.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
right.
we have kosher, they have halal. It's the same exact thing.
It is, same principles.
Yeah. And many of the holidays, which are Muslim holidays, our holidays are also, they have a Jewish holiday very much near it,
Yeah, well, geography explains a lot. And,
Well, what's the old saying that somebody said once, and I...
Oh, I know what it is.
Is that geography is destiny.
Yeah, and morality is defined by culture. Culture is defined by climate, and climate is defined by geography. So anytime I'm poised to make a moral judgment on someone, I said no.
Just remember, the fault is the geography.
Yeah, and gravity.
And speaking of geography, as we're playing this, you're in Europe somewhere. You're going to Portugal, and then you're going to Spain, I guess, huh?
Yes, we're going to Spain, and we're going to end up in Rome.
In Rome.
That's the thing.
I've never been to Rome. That's on my bucket list.
Oh, well, maybe if they have city Wi-Fi, we can do one of these from Rome.
Yeah.
We talked about so involved last time. I just hadn't done enough research beforehand. Yeah. And so now I have time.
Well, I would love to do them. But anyway, listen, we got to stop this one because it's time for us to go. But I'll see you again next week, okay?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Laurie Thompson. Yay!
Yay!
Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Yeah. Thank you, Laurie. Hopefully she'll be back next week and we can do another couple of these, but she's still in Europe, I guess. I don't know. I've kind of run out of people to talk to here. I guess I got to go record somewhere. I don't know where, But hello, everybody. How are you? This is a Wednesday show, and it's so nice of you to join us, okay? And we have a bunch of people here waiting to come on, so let me bring them in here so they don't have to be waiting. And let me see here. There they are. There's Jeff, and there's Charlie, and there's Brian, and there's me. Hello, everybody. Hello?
Hello.
Can you?
Hello.
What?
Hello.
Oh. Oh, got the kid with you tonight, huh?
I guess.
It's Bring Your Daughter to Ramble Day.
Yeah, we'll have Kids Ramble. She can run the Kids Ramble.
She can run the Kids Ramble. You want your own show, Adrian?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll give you a show. We'll give her her own show. We need a kid show on GabNet.
What happens when she gets more views than you?
Well, since I still get the money for the views, I don't care.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. How you all doing?
Doing good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Good.
Jeff, what do you do? Did you get in trouble with Pam or something? Oh, he's logged. He's logged.
This view thing, yeah.
He's trying to connect to his audio. Connect to your audio. Can you hear us? He can't hear us.
He's been banished to the closet.
Well, where's his tech support? You know something?
My son's room. He painted it black inside.
All black.
Yeah.
Does he know how hot that's going to get during the summer?
Not very. They have air conditioning.
Yeah.
Do you know how much your air conditioning is going to cost you this summer?
There's a lot of things a teenager thinks they know, but they don't have the first clue.
They really don't.
No.
Yeah. Well, is he still a teenager? I guess so, huh?
He's 18.
Yeah.
Said, "Where's all your money? You've been working for 3 years at 31 flavors," and he has no money.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's a special black paint. He had to paint the carpet too.
Yeah. Right. He paid for that, huh?
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
So that's why I got Adrian. Come here, Adrian. Show everybody what I got you. So, Adrian, tell him what I got.
Come on.
Oh, sorry. Go tell him. Show him.
No, you have to. You bought it for me.
I think you're gonna get your own show. You got to be comfortable on the camera. So there's a savings challenge book. So what she does is, every Friday I'm gonna give her $20, and what she does is she puts in the first envelope in here she puts $1. The second one has two. The third one has three. And by the time she gets with this whole thing filled out, she'll have over $5,000.
Money,
So
money.
she starts putting it in now.
Oh, really?
But-
But how much is
but
that?
what I'll do is
How much is that costing you every week?
$20 a week. Well, it's 5,000 eventually. I don't know how long. I got to figure out how long it'll take her to fill that up. But
Is it $5?
But,
Is it $5 a week?
no, I'm going to give her $20 a week. So 20, so 50 is 50.
That's inflation for you.
No shit, huh?
But then when she does something good, like she got an award at school, that award I showed you. So then I'll let her spend some money on something that she wants other than candy. But yeah, something. Like
Well,
that.
you know, Adrian, what you can do is if you make enough money, you can buy the house you're living in and kick your father out.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So-
yeah.
252 weeks. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, it is. That's a long time.
God, I was lucky to get $1 a week. Imagine
Four
$1
and a half years. 4.5 years, you'll be what are you now? You'll be rich. 5,000 inflation, that'll be nothing. That'll
Yeah.
Well, still, you know, how old will she be when she gets to 5,000?
what would we say, 4.5? So you're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so she'll be at 12 and a half, 13.
Okay.
Yeah, but it just, for me, it gives her the something to see money and how to save it and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, and it
then when
does-
she does
it-
something
it-
good, she can spend something.
It
So
doesn't cost you that much every week.
I'd rather have it going there than on my drugs.
Then the 3 gallons of gas that it is. Gas is like over $6 a gallon.
Yeah, gas is creeping up really fast now.
You know,
Why is it creeping up?
I don't know. It just is.
overheated
It's,
economy.
yeah, it was running about 450 for what I get in my car, and then now it's $6.
Oh, really?
Oil companies going to jack the price up just for the election, just in time for the election.
Yeah, and then blame
Make
who?
it look bad for Biden.
Why are
Exactly.
the oil companies on Biden's side, on Trump's side?
Trump side, yeah.
Why?
Most big companies are
Trump
Republican.
gives them all those corporate tax cuts.
Yep.
Oh well. Anyway, so how are you going to enjoy Trump being your president?
Did you say something?
No end of material for this show. You know, he's very
If
good
we're
for
not in jail,
what?
if we're not in jail, he's going to lock up all of his political enemies.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank God Alex owns the station, so we're okay. We're
First,
just busy.
first of all, Alan, Marjorie wants to thank you for the cane.
She's welcome.
She still
problem.
likes her walking stick, and I told her, you know, this thing has much more support than those in a little wooden walking stick. It looks a little on the frail side, so I'm going to have to get her used to this one. You know.
Is it the color okay?
Oh, the color's gorgeous. Actually, I should have gotten mine in that color.
God, I wish I knew.
That's okay. That's all right. Don't send us any more. We have enough as it is already.
Yeah, well, maybe if you get a cat that needs one.
A what?
A cat.
Oh, I see.
You may have a cat that needs a crutch sometime. Anyhow.
Yeah. Well, it did.
Well,
it,
tell Marjorie she's thank you, and I'm happy to supply it.
it wasn't pulled out, you know. It wasn't pulled out. You know what I'm saying? All the way. So it was very short, and I thought, gee, you know, that looks like a cane that Yoda would use.
Yeah, you got to loosen the thing and push the button. You know how
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I
done.
know how to do that. Yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm very good at cane. I'm using it more because my feet hurt, you know, and I need it. I need it for the support. So it's going to be great. Now, I also found out, you know, I've been waiting for this money, right? And now that we have to fill out this thing, okay? So then on last Thursday, I wrote them and said, "Did you get it?" Because I had it notarized. And I was at UPS, and I said, "What's the closest post office?" And they said, "Well, right here. Well, you can mail it from right here." So they stuck it in their little mail bin, and I call them. I then get a hold of the woman on Thursday, and I write and say, "Hey, have you gotten it yet?" "No, we haven't. Maybe we'll get it Monday." Monday, they don't get it. So apparently either something happened at UPS or the post office screwed up. Either one is possible. Okay.
So what about Wednesday?
What?
What about today, Wednesday?
Well, wait a minute. So let me finish the story. So Monday, I'm woken up by them saying, "Look, we didn't get it, but here's what you do: just go down. We'll PDA you. What is it? What are the what's the
Yes.
no, the thing where you send a document. PDF,
Like Adobe,
PDF,
Adobe
PDF.
Reader.
So she says, "Well, PDF it to
PDF.
you, and then you can go
PDF.
down, have it signed, PDF it back to us, and that will suffice. But we will also send you an envelope, and you can send the original back as well. But then we'll have it." So then I wrote and I said, "Well, now how long is it going to take for us to see some kind of money?" And they wrote back, "Well, everybody else has to sign theirs too and send them back." And I'm thinking to myself, I had enough trouble just getting the post office to deliver something to them back, okay? And other people are just going to take their time. The people who are getting like $30,000 or something, not going to send it back as fast as the people who are getting $1 million, okay?
Right.
So I'm thinking, now they're going to take forever on this. By that time, I'm not going to be able to walk any longer. I'm going to have a wheelchair, okay? And so I thought about it. I said, why am I waiting for this? I signed this thing. I signed off on it. I should get my money, right? That seems logical. I shouldn't have to wait for all these other dunces to get theirs in, Too lazy. I haven't got time to go down to the Notary Republic, but I'll go do it later, And so we're all sitting here waiting on our money because they need everybody to sign off. It makes no sense to me at all. So
I'll tell you the sense it makes to me.
what?
So you give, say, 90 days for everybody to do it.
Yeah.
And after that 90 days, you can no longer get a claim. And so there's more money in the pot. And so they give everybody their portion too.
They should give everybody 2 weeks to get it back. But see, here's the thing. Also, this thing was mailed to me originally by regular mail. How do they know all those letters got to the people?
Yep.
Not too smart.
So, I mean, there are a lot of little hookups here. And I'm thinking of writing them and going, look, I did my part. Send me my goddamn money. I can't be responsible, be responsible for other people. And quite frankly, I'd like to have this money while I can still walk.
Yeah.
So that got me mad. So then that's one thing got me mad. Okay, so to get rid of that. Okay, as my business manager said, I was talking to him today, and I told him this story, and he said, well, as the old saying goes, don't look a gift horse in the eye. I went, what? I said, I never heard of that. I said, it's gift horse in the mouth. Right? You don't look a gift horse in the eye. What's he going to do? Blink back at you, You look a horse in the mouth to see if he's got good teeth, right? So,
Yep.
So anyway, so today Marjorie and I decided we don't have. I'm on now. We went up to her bank and we got me put on her account, okay, but I've never had her on my account. So now we go down to our bank. First of all, I have to return. Here's an interesting one. I had to return $5,400 to my bank because it seems they put money in my account to that amount that belonged to somebody else. That's Bank of America for you, boy. They really handle people's money well, don't they?
Bank of assholes.
So I run down there to go take care of it, and the bank, they're taking forever. They've got only 2 managers on duty and 1 teller. 3 people in the whole branch running it. And we're sitting there, and we're sitting there, and we're sitting there, and we're sitting there, and finally he gets around to us, and we go in. And he goes, well, I don't know what we do about this. I said, well, I got the letter from the person, and here is, I'll write them and get their phone number, blah, blah, blah. And she phones the branch, okay? But nobody answers the phone. So finally I said, what's your number? And she gave me her number, and then I gave it to the guy, and he called the number, and they got the whole thing taken care of. I'm working my ass off to take care of a problem the bank inflicted on themselves, okay? And I've got to like go through all of this just to give money back? They should just want to snatch it as fast as possible, with the operative word being snatch. So then we have that. Now it's part 2 of our time at the bank. Let's take care of our getting Marjorie on the account, right? And they get all the information. We get down to the last piece of information. He says, "Gee, I can't make this go through." We said, "Why?" He said, "Look, it says that Marjorie's Social Security account is blocked. Apparently, somewhere along the line, she asked that it not be given out." So he says, "I can't go any further until it's unblocked. What you should do is call it, get on the Experian site, and on Experian, just there's a thing there that says, don't block it, okay?" So we're sitting there, so we go to Experian. She has it on her phone. It goes through, looks at her face, goes through, okay? And then it says, "Oh, we want to make sure that you're who you are. Here, give us your phone number so we can do a security check. We can send you a security number." Okay, fine. We've done this a million times, right? We put in her phone number. Next thing you know, it says, we sent it, right? We're sitting there, and there's no text. We tried this about 10 times, and there's no text. This is Experian, okay? So we tell them, okay, well, look, we'll come back tomorrow, the next day. We'll finish this up. We'll go home. We'll get on with Experian or Social Security, and we'll get this taken care of. So we go get it. We go home, and we start calling, trying to get to Experian, and it won't it still won't go through. I try it on my account, and immediately I get a text with the number, but she doesn't get anything. Now, how does that happen? Makes no sense. In fact, one time we put in the wrong number, and they said, "Well, that's not the phone number associated with the account." So we had the right number. They had the right number. Somehow Experian couldn't get it to us. So now we figure, we'll just get a hold of Experian. We'll talk to somebody there, and we'll clear this whole thing up. Do you know there is no way to talk to Experian?
Yep.
Absolutely no way to talk to them. Not even to just be able, someplace where I can type in and tell them your security thing isn't working. In other words, there's no way of getting into that account unless you can get that security number, and you can't let them know we can't get the security number. What are you going to do about it? You seem to look like you have the same problem with them, Charlie.
I've had that problem before when there was another Charles Wallace doing some weird shit out there, and I had to get that straightened out with Experian, and it was a nightmare.
What, getting through to them?
I never did actually get through to them. Somehow or another, I got through to Social Security, and they verified my Social Security number and that the other guy was not me, because it was a different Social Security number. But it took months. It literally took months.
Yeah, well, we're going to go take care of her. She's going to call Social Security tomorrow. But I think I found another back door to Experian. So we're going to try that.
I have another number for you that I was just on the phone with them last week, and this is to their supervisory center.
You actually got them on the phone? I never got them on the phone.
Absolutely. You got to be a little rough like I was. So you want the number? I still have it.
What is the number? Give it out. I don't care.
All right. Yeah, it's 1-800.
1-800 what?
Yeah, 493.
493.
1058.
1058.
Yep, and the best time to get a hold of them is Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, but you know something? I don't know if that isn't 493 1058, right?
Yeah, 800-493-1058. Yes.
Now, I'm just trying to figure out if that's one of the numbers we did call and it was nothing but trouble.
Okay.
I mean, did you have to what did you have to put in before you could talk to somebody, or did somebody just pick up?
Well, you had to punch this, punch that type thing, put your Social Security number in, and then 3 minutes later, somebody answered the phone and said, "Oh, you called at a good time. We're not very busy. Can we help you?"
Wow.
And I said, "Well, I have a credit freeze, and I want it unfrozen."
Yeah,
for
that's
a
exactly
few
what we're having a
I
problem.
want it unfrozen for a few days. Oh, you can do that online. No, could you just walk me through it? I can't figure it out.
Well, no,
Sure,
but
no
you see,
problem.
before we could get to that point, we had to go through getting a security number. It wouldn't go any further with us unless we had a security number, and that security number didn't come to our text. Marjorie never got a text. We did it maybe 20 times.
They may not have her number.
No, they have her number. We
Okay.
wrote to begin with. We wrote the number in there. You have to put the number in there.
Yeah.
Then they didn't. One time we put it in wrong, and they said that does not go with this account. But then we put it in, and then it went through and supposedly text to us. Nothing. Now there's nowhere to go to talk to somebody. Well, you got to get past that point. There's nowhere to go to talk to somebody to say your security system isn't working or it's not working for us.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, between the bank, okay, who only had 3 people on duty in this whole bank, okay, and this thing today, we were at our wits' end, okay.
I told them the guy was talking to me like this and do this and do that. And I said, "You got to slow down. I'm a senior citizen." I didn't tell him how old I was. I just said, "I'm a senior citizen and I'm a little slower than you." "Oh, no problem. I'll slow you. I'll work." And we were on the phone for a half hour to unlock the freeze that I locked in 2 minutes originally a couple of years ago.
Is there any way that that you can call them tomorrow like you did, if it's easy enough to do, and find out if there's a number we can call because we couldn't get the security thing? No, nothing came to us on text. I have another number I think that I got here that is. Let me see if it's the same.
I
number
have a
you
group
got.
of numbers for Experian because they're a bitch to get a hold of.
Well, here's the number I have is
This sounds like a new show.
831
Finances.
5614, which is supposedly a different number.
Yeah, let me look and see if that matches the original number that gives you no.
I had
What were you going to say?
I had sort of a similar problem with Fidelity, and Fidelity is Fidelity, but then their money is really handled by a third party, right? So I was trying to move some stuff around, and yeah, luckily the first guy I talked to at Fidelity, he gave me they have like a 401k expert phone number. He actually gave me that if I have any questions. But the same type of thing. Man, I forget what she was asking me. She says, "Oh, you don't have a special blah 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 number," and I said, "No." Oh, she was trying to do something. Oh, she was trying to send me the text with the code.
Yes.
And it wouldn't go through. She says, "Oh, and of course it's not working right now, so I can't do that. So I'll just ask you some questions." So she asked me, "What's your full address?" So I think all the normal BS, right? What's your full address? What's this? And then she says, "Okay, can you name some stock of your stock portfolio or something like that?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." And then she asked me something else, and I said, "I have no idea. I have all those stock plans, that have multiple things, and I move that around." But she's asking like that, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" And I said, then she asked me, "What's your Fidelity account number or something like that?" And I said, hold on. So I finally get on my phone and do it. And the guy from Fidelity just laughing. He's, just to verify it's me. And I know they have to go through their stuff, but because they can't send me the text, now they're asking me all these weird, bizarre questions that I just go on my phone and check anyway. So
I have one other number that's a level 2 or tier 2, supposed to be a supervisor number for them, and it's 800 509 8495.
Hold on a second. Let me get that one too.
yeah, it's Tony's number.
You want my number?
1-800
1-800
right?
509
5 what?
09
09
8495.
8495.
I got a lot quicker service. That guy that I talked to last week gave me this number and hung up on me. And I thought, well, let's see if it works.
I'm on lunch.
And so so I called it, And they said, you know, this is the level 2. You got to usually go through level 1. And I said, the guy gave me your number and told me to call you. Okay. And so he said, well, why can't you do this online? I said, you know, I'm an old man. I mean, I don't get the online stuff that well. Could you just unfreeze it for me?
I don't know how upset I am about you using the old man ploy. That's my I've earned that. Okay, I've earned that.
Oh, but
you know, they can look me up and see how old I am, but it works sometimes. They don't know.
I had to send a couple wires, and I went into the bank and sent one wire. Like 2 days later, I had to send another wire, and it was before a big presentation. I had to do it on Friday in Lodi. And so I'm doing it on my phone. I didn't really want to do it on my phone, but they're rushing me. So I put it through, and I got the text saying everything is fine. Oh, it's being transferred. And then later on that night, I got another text, an email saying, oh, it didn't go through. Something happened. I know there's plenty of money in there. I'm like, what? And so I went in there, and I went back into the branch again to do the wire, just like you're saying. I'd rather go in there to do it. Same with my Fidelity stuff. I go in there because online and on the phone, if you mess up one number or something happens, you click the wrong box, all of a sudden your money's gone somewhere else. Luckily, it just got returned. I was like, oh shit, where'd the money go? I was worried it went to Tony or someone.
Well, we were locked out. We were locked out of one of these things for 24 hours now because we got it wrong 3 times. You know, I mean, what happened? You know, these are people. I got to tell you, these are people between the bank and these people. These are people who deal with your money, okay, yes. And they should be available to you to help you, to literally suck your dick if need be. Okay, excuse me.
She's gone.
She's
gone.
I meant my friend Richard. Okay. My friend Richard sucks.
So many old folk just keep the money buried under the mattress.
But I mean, it's just these are people that are dealing with your money. They should be available to you to help you and so on. And in the case of Experian, and who are these people anyway? These used to be the what do you call it? Where was the place you used to go to get your
credit rating?
Credit
reporting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's credit reporting. You should have full access to those people, but they don't want to talk to you.
Nope.
Well, if you don't want to talk to me, screw you. I don't want to talk to you either.
Well, getting locked out, we've all done this. The first, I put my username. I know it's my username, and then put the password, and it says not your password. I tried it again. It doesn't say it's your it says not your password. So I say, okay, I'll get a new password, right? And then you got to go through some hoop to get into there, and then you put in that password, and it doesn't let you because it says it's one of the last ones you just used. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I have Fidelity mutual funds, Brian, and I use one of them to donate money to a charity. And I found it so much easier to do it online, to just transfer the money whenever I want to this charity and stuff like that. And
once you have it set up once, it's good.
Once you, with Fidelity has a new thing that started a year ago, if you finally get to talk to somebody, have them take a voice print of you. And
yes.
Huh?
No, they did that. That's not a secret number, but the other number that's what they said. They said something, say your full name and the date or something like that. And I said it, and they said, yeah, you've had your voice verified. I said, holy crap.
That's good. It saves a lot of time with the verification.
Yeah, but now what about with AI? AI, you can replicate somebody's voice.
Not really.
Yeah, and plus the fact that this is all very nice what you're all saying. But Marjorie still hasn't been able to get a hold of Experian, and now we call as Social Security. We figure, well, we'll do it that way. Can do it either way, right? Experian's just easy because you just supposedly flip a switch in the thing, and you're good to go if you can get on there. But we don't get the security code, so we can't get on there. So now she's supposed to call Social Security. There we go. Let's call Social Security. So we call Social Security. They go, oh, thank you for coming to Social Security. Then they give you a whole speech. Make sure your Social Security is, and there's going to be fraud coming to you, and just avoid the fraud, and here's how you avoid it. Okay, the wait time will be, this is after like 10 minutes of this thing, your wait time will be 44 minutes. And I'm going, can our government afford to
I
put
did
a
that for
few
my
more
mother.
people online to take
I
care
get
of
on the
Social
phone when they
Security?
tell me that, and I say, "Kiss my ass," and I hang up. Hopefully, they're recording it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Tony.
You know how screwed up they are, Alex? I used to have to, when I was taking care of my mother, I used to have to put them on speaker because my mother she didn't hear well. And she was, now, you know what I just got in the mail today?
Huh.
They want my mother to vote. She got jury duty. Do they not realize she's been dead for 3 years? Really?
Oh God.
I told my brother, Mommy's calling for jury duty. I'm going to fill this out. It's so fucked up, man. I was
One
like,
part of the
"You're
government doesn't talk to the other part of the government.
They can't. I was laughing.
The problem they've had for the longest time is nobody coordinates birth certificates with death certificates.
Why is that, you think?
And because they
I get
don't,
it, Alex.
people
Remember,
were
really.
going around looking at people who had died and then going and getting Social Security cards and so on in the name of people who were dead because they had their date of birth.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and they got them.
Oh,
You know. I think they've since fixed that loophole, but
That's got to be a federal offense, no? I mean,
oh, I'm sure it is if they catch you.
If they
Yeah.
catch
You know,
But the Tony Magno, that
So-
they have,
so-
you-
so-
they have you
so-
in Russia, Tony.
so's giving money to a porn star, but you know,
yeah. Oh, yeah, it's true. He's still trying to get.
I
it
mean,
back.
if I had done that hush money deal, I'd be in jail 10 years
We would have
ago.
known about it. You would have been bragging. I don't believe this story.
Yeah, I
He's
do.
asked the judge in 3 days 3 times, and judge is like, no.
No, yeah.
I can't wait for 5 more days because that's when the trial's supposed to start.
Well, it's just jury selection. They should
Well,
stall.
start.
They should stall that one out.
They'll
Oh,
try.
He keeps trying to get it stopped, my brother says.
But
Come on,
he
already.
has to show up. I think he has to
Yeah,
show
right?
up for all the
Oh, that sucks. Having to go to New York when he wants
Yeah.
to be in Alabama campaigning.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, I mean, I don't think any of it's going to hurt him. I think if he's found guilty and sentenced to prison, it's not going to change anything.
I don't think so either. He's got a base that will be with him no matter what happens.
Because they're morons.
Yep.
Yeah. Stupidity is alive and well in this country, boy.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Look, this thing that's going on in Arizona, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
don't
what
you?
is that? Did you hear that?
Yeah. Of
The
course I heard
abortion.
about it. I wouldn't be talking about it if I hadn't heard about it, Tony.
Yeah.
You got to give Tony a little bit of break. He's a little slow tonight.
Yeah. He's looking very much tonight like Zippy the Pinhead. Do you notice that?
I like the short hair. You like it, Alex? I like the short hair. My
No,
mother liked
you
it.
just get a little more in a peak like this. You look with the teeth and everything. You look like Zippy the Pinhead.
It's comfortable, like it's easy to watch it too.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so in Arizona, the Supreme Court down there, very wise Supreme Court, decided that they would reinstate a abortion law that goes back to before the Civil War.
Before women could vote.
Before women could vote.
long before women could
Before
vote.
blacks,
Arizona wasn't even a state.
black people couldn't vote. The Civil War wasn't over yet, and they passed this law on abortion, which it's how many years in prison, or do they just execute you and that's it? Yeah,
I don't.
it's something ridiculous. Okay, they're going back to this law. I mean, come on, how bad do we have to get? Okay, shouldn't there be a thing that says if this law hasn't been used in the last 100 years, you can't invoke it any longer? But no, you can. So all these other states are probably going to come up with laws that were passed, you know, in 1700s. You know, Arizona wasn't even a state at that time.
I was going to ask you, when did it become officially a state? Really? Yeah.
You got to be a little careful what you wish for because the Fourth Amendment or whatever it is that we're going after Trump for insurrection hasn't been used in over 100 years. So
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I have my questions about that one, but I mean,
Well, when was the last insurrection we had? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
that answers that. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, it's
It is.
absurd.
So what's new in your life, Alex?
So my day was just, and then we went out to dinner tonight. We had our dinner for our wedding anniversary, which we had before, but it was at the wrong restaurant. So Marjorie said, "I'm taking you out to the right restaurant this time," and so we went out to the right restaurant tonight, and it was fine. It was good. Made my teeth hurt. I don't know why, but
Did you go to that chicken place you like, Alex, in Harlem? That's the place you usually talk about all the time.
chicken place in Harlem.
Didn't they have like a famous place up there
Yeah,
that we used to talk about?
Popeyes.
No, you know a neighborhood's not going good when you get a Popeyes. I'm joking.
Wait a minute, Popeyes is great chicken, my
It
friend.
is the coleslaw, yeah.
Huh?
The coleslaw. I
No,
haven't had
the
chicken
chicken
aside
is
from it.
terrific. I mean,
Really?
yeah.
Better than KFC, you think, or
Huh?
better than KFC?
Oh, yeah, by a mile.
Yeah, well, at least at Popeyes, the chicken's
Well, you
thoroughly
see, I
cooked.
learned years ago. I learned from Paul Prudhomme about Popeyes, and I said, you know, what's the best red beans and rice I can get in America? And he said, Popeyes. I said, you're kidding me. He said, no. He says, I'm from New Orleans. I'm a New Orleans chef. Half the chefs, he said, who created Popeyes, I trained.
Oh, wow.
He said, and they make the best red beans and rice you can get anywhere. And you know something? To this day, he's absolutely right. And in fact, I was at a restaurant one night that was a Cajun restaurant. I said, I'll have the red beans and rice. And I ordered it. And I ate the red beans and rice. They said, well, how'd you like it? And I said, is there a KFC near, excuse me, a Popeyes nearby? And they said, yeah, down the street. I said, I go down, take a bucket, and go down there and have them fill it up for you, and then serve that.
Serve that. Yeah.
But anyway, he said that all the recipes at that restaurant were made by New Orleans chefs. And they were chefs who studied under him. And he said, that's the best red beans and rice. He said, but the chicken ain't bad either. You know, he said that was his favorite restaurant. But then again, he had bragging rights on that restaurant. So, you know. But that's how I learned about Popeyes. And we have Popeyes here. And I'll tell you, every now and then we get a bucket of chicken and come home with it and love it, you know. We also have a KFC nearby. We don't go anywhere near it.
Oh, I love KFC.
We
They
used to
get
eat
Popeyes.
KFC, but I got tired of the raw chicken in the center.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never got that.
Really?
You
We
know,
took it back 3 times, and I said, "This is it. I'll never get chicken."
Well, I will
again."
have to say one thing about KFC, and
They have good coleslaw.
well, more than that, my whole thing about KFC is that their coleslaw is good, yes, but that I for years loved KFC. You know, I felt it was pretty good, and I thought that the one thing about KFC that I really enjoyed was the fact that a lot of places, you know, you go to, and they're great at one point, and then all of a sudden the quality just starts to wane. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And I found that over the years, KFC never really got worse. It pretty much, you got the same chicken every time. I'm just saying Popeyes is better. I'm not saying that they've lost their touch over at KFC. Although didn't they come up with some kind of, was it a sandwich of some sort recently that was kind of weird? Yeah. But anyway, hello, Kevin. Yeah,
Hi.
there he is. There he is.
I was on mute.
You were on mute. I was watching your videos, one of your videos the other day. He makes
yeah?
videos of high school bands and so on, competing or just playing sometimes, right?
They were competing, yes.
Yes. Did they win?
They came in second that week, and they just had their regionals, and they came in second. So they did pretty good this time.
Do you have your
They
own?
started off in sixth, I think, in the area, and ended up improving to second. So they did pretty good.
Do you have your own channel on YouTube? I mean, where you can go to Kevin
Yeah, that
Stopper.
one there, yeah.
Yeah, go to Kevin
That
Stopper, and then go into there, and all his videos are there with these bands, and it's a nice thing he's doing. You know, these kids deserve the the props. Okay, it's nice that people get to see him, and plus he has more viewers than I do. So you may as well.
They're all kids.
They're all kids. I wish I had a high school that I did this show for, and then we.
Oh yeah, you can take Adrian on.
What?
Let Adrian do a half-hour show.
Hey, listen, if she wants to do a show, I'll actually allow her to do it using Zoom, and then I will record it, and we'll do the whole thing, and then I'll put it up. You like that, or do you think maybe her head would get too swell?
Uh-oh.
I have to get Dad's approval on this.
I don't know. I got to check her new TikTok. She says she deleted all her old TikTok videos and she has new, more sophisticated ones on. So I got to check that.
Yeah, well, you know what I don't want? Well, she probably she has no need for me. She's got TikTok, for crying out loud. And with her hoochie coochie dance, I'll bet it's got 1 million views.
No, she has no more hoochie coochie dances.
No, well, that was what I was about to say. If she's going to do a show on Gabnet, no hoochie coochie dance.
Yeah, no.
Oh, really? She was doing that on TikTok?
No, she's just doing dances and stuff like that. So now she's doing skincare too. I said, you're only 8 years old. You have no need for skincare.
She's even pre-zit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to check. She just started posting something.
Well, that's what every young kid wants to grow up and be, an influencer.
Yep.
And as I said the other day, I've decided I'm going to be an influencer for Metamucil. And Jeff can join me.
Live
I'm
from the
wondering
toilet.
about, am I old enough to get in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We'll do the Metamucil show.
They could record Jeff in the bathroom while the Metamucil's working.
Jeff,
Live from the throne, yes.
Where are you?
Live from the throne. That's great.
Yeah.
Who was that guy who used to come on the show? And he would be on a basket.
Who that?
He's always in a
Brian.
Yeah,
Brian,
was Brian.
bathroom
He was
Brian.
on the toilet
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh yeah.
Jersey, yeah.
Which I thought was suited this show just to a T.
Bathtub,
Okay.
Brian. He's in a bathtub talking to
Yeah.
It was in the bathtub. That was it. He wasn't on the can, was he?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the tub. What?
Yeah.
To change the subject.
Yeah.
I finished The Bear.
Well, The Bear. Good show.
Yeah, very good show.
Good show. I don't remember how
Yeah,
it
I gotta
ended
watch
now. It's been so long,
Yeah, so it's good. I liked
Good
it
good
a
new
lot.
show we watched yesterday. Sugar.
Oh, how is that with Colin Farrell? Looks good.
Colin Farrell. Terrific.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the
terrific.
Penguin too.
It's
Really, I'm going to
terrific.
watch it. Yeah, I'm going to put it on my
They have
thing.
2 episodes up. It's a, you know what I call it? It's kind of color film noir.
Oh, I'm going to like
It
that.
really
It
is a film noir kind of thing, and it's hard-boiled detective with kind of problems.
I like
What's that
that.
on? What's that on?
It's on Apple Plus.
Yeah, I
It's
like
called
Colin
Sugar.
Farrell. He's really doing good.
Yeah,
He looks great as the Penguin in the trailer too. I'm looking at the.
yeah, but this is going to be better than the Penguin. It was gonna be.
I'm excited to see. I got it on my watch
This
list.
is
Yeah.
terrific stuff.
Yeah, I will definitely check it out.
And what else am I watching? Manhunt. So-so. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
not,
the same thing, Alex. It's a little slow, right?
what is
Oh,
that?
jury summons.
Manhunt. It's like so far.
Jury summons for you.
Yep.
Got it. You got
You're
one.
not the
Now
only one,
too?
Kevin.
And
I
she's
got it 2 days
Oh, you-
ago. Don't you like how they notify you via fucking
got it too.
postcard?
Yeah, I just got one today. I just did checking my mail, and there
I've
it is.
called the number and put
Wait
my
a minute.
code in.
How old are you?
Me, 67.
I
Yeah,
think
we're
you.
both-
I think you can get off of it. Can't you?
Oh, I want to go.
California 70.
Oh, you want to go?
70 in
Oh yeah,
Texas.
I like going.
You like her? I hated it.
It was the most boring day I ever had. I
Yeah,
say
it's
a
the
day
reading
because
about
I
the
managed.
I got a lot of those, so it's just another day.
Well, you know, my whole story is I was on jury duty with Steven Soderbergh.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling that story. Tell
and we were there and talking a little bit and so on. Finally, it's time we both get called into the same jury room to be eliminated or accepted. And he goes up there first, and he says, I have to be dismissed because I have to go to Cuba to make a movie. Now, that's really no excuse to get out of jury duty. That's a Trump excuse to get out of jury duty. Okay, but it's not a real defense. But because he was Steven Soderbergh, the judge went, oh, well, I understand. He gave this whole thing about how he had to go through the State Department to get the ability to go down there and do it. Yeah. And their whole people are depending upon him. And he gave this whole, so he's kind of crying and everything. So now he's still in the room, and they call me up and they say, what disqualifies you from serving? I said, well, this is a drug case, and quite frankly, I don't think drugs should be illegal. I think they should be decriminalized, and I think anybody who goes to jail for it, it's wrong. And he said, next.
That was a good answer.
Right? So as I'm leaving, Soderbergh is there, and he looks at me, and he goes, boy, that was a cheap way to get out of it. I said, and yours wasn't?
The last time I got called in.
And by the way, the movie was the Castro movie he did.
Was it any good?
The Castro part 1 and part 2, or I can't remember. I think
I remember you saying that.
No, Che part 1 and part 2. That's what it was. Che part 1 and part 2. And after the movie came out, I pretty well thought it would have been better if he just stayed around for jury duty. You know?
Yeah, I think you didn't like it. Remember you talking
the last time I was there, they asked me, can you be fair and impartial? And I said, well, if the police arrest him, he's probably guilty. Everybody's looking at me, and I'm sitting there, and so the next question was, do you know anybody in there? I said, yeah, the 3 arresting officers over there. I retired. I used to work with them 2 years ago.
Your excuse.
Bye.
Even. Yeah. My old engineer, he used to say, just tell them, kill them all and let God sort them out.
Well, what happened was I literally they called me again after I was like 75 or something, and I finally wrote him and I said, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" Oh, my old general manager just wrote me. Ed Crampton.
And they decriminalized marijuana too, Alex, after all this. So you weren't that far off, really, back then.
Yeah, but not federal. And some states.
I think this may have been cocaine, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And my feeling was I would not be impartial about that. I just don't think that even drug charges for heroin. I feel the same way. They should be decriminalized and made a medical problem, because that's essentially what they are. And so our president is finally getting tough with Netanyahu. Boy, did he bitch slap Netanyahu? No, he didn't. He just kind of went. He's kind of taken the droopy dog approach.
He's treating Netanyahu like he treats the Republicans.
Well, no, he's treating him.
Let me help you.
He's treating him like droopy dog would. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yeah, the voice. Yeah. That was what dude.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Mr. Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Have you heard any of Trump's speeches lately?
What?
He is now Trump's speeches. He is now at the end of his speech talking about God and the Lord and Jesus and everything like that on his campaign trail, because a lot of evangelical Christians voted for him in 2020.
Mm-hmm. What are they going to do when Stormy Daniels gets on the stand and says he's got a small dick?
I hope she does say that.
Did you see the time on Jimmy Kimmel where he had Stormy Daniels on it, and he brought out this thing, and one where they all look kind of like mushrooms, but he said, which one looks like his? And she picked a real small one that really looked like a mushroom, and she said, that pretty much looks like his dick. And
we want to watch that. Yeah.
And I thought that was brilliant on Jimmy Kimmel's part. I mean, he brought out literally this thing with all these different, what looked like mushrooms, but they really weren't, supposed to be mushrooms. And would you tell us by looking at these, which one is the closest to his size? And she said, oh, that one. Yeah.
Just to get his oats up, it's funny.
This is actually going to be a funny trial. You know.
You know they will ask him about that. They will say, and they may not televise it, but they'll ask him in these trials like this, can you describe his penis and what he looks like undressed? Is he cut? Is he uncut? Stuff like that. They may not actually broadcast that, but they
There
might.
was something when they did the thing with what's his name, Clinton. When they did the Clinton, I can't remember words anymore. Clinton, when they did the thing with Clinton, they asked
Monica Lewinsky.
Was there any identifying characteristic that he had? And she said, yes, he did. But she didn't say what it was. And they didn't ask. But she said, I could identify it, yes.
Wow, that's like a photographic memory.
What do you mean a photographic memory? A lot of dicks look alike. Maybe yours looks different than anybody else's.
How would you remember
because
that?
it goes in rather than comes out.
Well, didn't she mention something about? Did she mention something about a cigar?
Well, yeah. There, he had her. He had to put a cigar in a certain part of her anatomy, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I have a T-shirt that doesn't fit.
To me, that's a waste of a cigar because I'm not smoking that one.
On the band, it says Monica, and the T-shirt it says. On the T-shirt, it says each cigar hand dipped.
So this is going to be a fun trial, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's 5 days away, isn't it?
Oh, but then they got to do jury selection.
It starts Monday.
It starts Monday. I wish I were getting jury duty now because I'd immediately try to get on that trial.
You might be able to get on that one. Huh?
Yeah. You know, but I mean, it's going to be quite a interesting slog. You know,
circus.
Yeah, well, and then he's got the Georges thing coming up pretty soon, doesn't he? What's the next one?
Oh, is it George? I think
it
might
be the documents thing.
The documents.
That's one where he's throwing him. Yeah, he had the guy throwing him out. Remember, we were in the bathroom or something. There's so much shit.
The trouble is that Florida judge is an appointee, and she keeps coming up with new shit to move it on.
No, she's done something this time that kind of moved it forward.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's kind of. I think she feels she's getting too much heat for being too pro-Trump.
Yep.
And so she's now backing off on that and is starting to deny him, all his motions. And
after the other day, that one decision she made, they said she had 6 solid decisions she had to make.
Yeah.
6 on her desk.
Yeah.
Before anything can move forward. And so she's got a lot of work, but they're not big decisions. She just has to make them.
I just don't think she knows how to be a judge.
It seems like.
I mean,
she's only been in that position since 2020.
Well, you don't have to be a lawyer to be a judge, do you? No.
No, I don't think.
Although you run for being judge. So if you run, what?
Depends on the state. Some states, the judges are appointed.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to be a judge to be, for instance, on the Supreme Court.
You got to understand the law, don't you?
Not really.
No.
You've got law clerks.
Probably not in civil court.
Well, you've got law clerks.
That's what the clerks do, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the clerks do. And then you make a decision based on their analysis, And then you decide that a law that was done prior to 1850 regarding abortion is legal. How many people here were alive before 1850? Would you just raise your hands, please? Just want to get a brief idea of what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, it was 1864 that law was.
Was it 1864? Oh, it was later than 1850. Well, I'm off by a few years.
It is not going to pass the courts.
Well, no, they
already said they're not going to. They said they weren't going to prosecute either.
Yeah,
the
state attorney general said they're not.
The fact that they say they're not going to prosecute, fine, they won't until the next guy becomes governor in that state, is a staunch Republican, and then starts, hammering them out.
Well, it's the DA that has to, and the DA was a lady, and she's.
The DA said
I think she's a Republican.
Yeah, but she said she wouldn't do it.
Democrat.
I think there was a
Democrat.
Democrat that said that,
Yeah, but she wasn't. She said she wouldn't go ahead and prosecute.
Right.
Okay, but that's fine until you get the next governor, and
No,
then
I
they get a new,
understand
attorney general, and you're off to the races again. So what you
Remind
really
me not
want to
to
do
buy
is you want
anything
to
in Arizona
throw this
ever
thing out
They're a
completely.
little different down
You
there.
want to throw this decision out completely.
The legislature just has to pass a new law.
Well, either that, or they can put it up as a constitutional amendment in the next election in Arizona and get rid of it, okay?
Yep.
And institute a new law guaranteeing all people in the state of Arizona an abortion if they want it, And of course, as you know, I'm for retroactive abortion. And I can think of 2 Trumps immediately that would be on that list.
Yeah, too bad they didn't sterilize Donald's parents before they had him.
Yeah, well, they probably would agree with you. They weren't too fond of him, actually.
Nope.
Dude.
They were fond of the other son.
Neither is 3/4 of the country.
Well, who knows what's going to happen. All I know is he believes in God, and damn it, I'm for a guy who believes in God. Who can't be for a guy who believes in God? Lord be with us. Let's all pray. Dear God, please make it so Trump doesn't become president. Okay, there's my prayer for today. Oh, boy. It's a silly country we live in right now. And, I was telling Marjorie tonight about Israel. Do you realize what Netanyahu has done to the Jewish people?
Yep.
I mean, he has just put a target on our back to begin with, and he has completely hurt all the sympathy, all the goodwill that a country like Israel had built over the years has completely been dissipated by what's going on now. And he doesn't realize that he's done that? Terrible. Just terrible. So, I'm just saying, And I feel bad about it. I feel bad that I have to feel guilty being Jewish, and that
Part of our lifestyle.
Huh? Yeah, well,
built into us.
Wouldn't you agree that over the years, the sympathy of the world has been with Israel?
Absolutely.
For the most part, except for the Islamic nations, okay?
That's right.
I think we would all agree that in the last year, 6 months, Netanyahu has completely turned that around. Nobody's sympathetic to Israel at all, except maybe a bunch of Yids living here in New York, who belong to some Jewish organization that waves the Jewish flag like it was a...
They have destroyed the whole state. The video pictures you see on the news, all these concrete buildings are just destroyed.
I know.
And I think he wants to take a big bulldozer, push it in the ocean, and take it over.
And you know what I said? I resented for years. As I was a kid growing up, I knew the Jewish Star. I mean, it was in every place I went, when I was bar mitzvah, there was a Jewish Star. It was a symbol of Judaism. When it became the flag of Israel and was on every tank going into Gaza, I said, how can you just desecrate the Jewish Star that way, the Star of David? Right. And that really was what bothered me the most. And for years I've been talking about Israel. And that one day they were going to do something really wrong, and we were all going to get blamed for it.
Well, Netanyahu's trying to catch up to Trump.
Believe me, I think Netanyahu's worse than Trump. Because
I do too.
Oh, yeah.
Trump didn't kill 30,000 people, okay?
Several million.
On
maybe.
his watch.
Unless you count the women who died in pregnancy since...
or the people that died of COVID because of his policies.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the theme's playing. That wonderful, dreaded theme that we have. Any last words, Jeff?
Good night.
Where are you, Jeff?
Where are you? Yeah.
Yeah, man, in New York.
You're in New York?
Oh, yeah.
Where in New York?
I didn't offer to take you to lunch, Alex. What's up with that?
I know.
Where in New York are you?
Well, on 57th Street.
Gee, you could yell here and get on
Not
the
too far
show.
away.
Yeah. Anyway.
My son is
okay.
music.
Yeah.
Sure, but you're at the Waldorf Astoria, aren't you?
No.
His son's a good guy, by the way. I like your son a lot. That's Jeff. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate
Hey,
your
thank you.
being here this evening. I want to thank Brian and Adrian for making a guest appearance on the program tonight. Alan, thank you, and Marjorie thanks you for the cane. Tony, thank you. Appreciate it. You really do look like Zippy the Pinhead with that haircut. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And finally, big goodbye to Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks to everybody. Give a big wave goodbye. I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. There they go, folks. That's our citizen panel for tonight. But there'll be another one coming together tomorrow at the same time. There'll be one coming right up on the intersection with Amy Manuel, which is next over most of the same GabNet. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, if you see her, you know what I tell you to do. Tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody. See you later.